The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Or it's just the New York Yankees against the Phillies tonight. The Yankees give the Phillies 5 outs an inning in their new style of baseball. We've got highlights. We got the post-game press conference. And also, my question to you is, are the Yankees worth saving? That and a lot more right here on New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports talk for sports nuts.
Well, the Yankees were back up to their old antics in the Bronx tonight, and I was going to give them a break because you know what? The Yankees haven't been home since July 14th. They've been on the road since the All-Star break. So I thought they'd get into Yankee Stadium with some home cooking tonight. And guess what? For all intents and purposes, through 4 innings tonight, it looked like all systems go. The Yankees were like, oh, let me get the old dart out. Let me lick that son of a bitch and throw it at the board and see how we're going to lose the game tonight. And guess what? The Yankees put out a search party for how to lose tonight, and they found what they were looking for. A Paul Goldschmidt era at home. And guess what? This is contagious. There's a pandemic in the Yankees dugout going on this season because it was Belly the other night, and now it's Paul Goldschmidt. They are in such a funk that they need an exorcism or a voodoo doctor at this point because I think this supersedes baseball. I think there is something going on in this dugout, whether it's these guys are getting tired of hearing Aaron Boone's voice or these guys don't like each other in the dugout. And speaking of losing, we've got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. Let's go to this. He's got more excuses than a pregnant nun usually, so this should be good.
Playing back in the middle. What complicates theirs, Turner's the runner on third. So, as soon as it's not hit hard to his right, but, Luke knows that too. So he doesn't want to run. So it's just trying to make a play. It's a little bit in no man's land. We're not going to make the play. And, but we gave up a base with die throw.
That was basically his only play because no one was at first.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have maybe eaten that, held on to it?
Yeah, that sure. But, you're also, Paul Goldschmidt, and you trust that, hey, I'm going to throw the ball on line,
Yeah, that's a great story, Aaron Boone, because your team has made the same exact mistake twice at home in the past week. So it's something that you're not practicing in between games. It's something you didn't coach during spring training. So you know what that all adds up to is ineptitude. And at this point, the way that the Yankees are playing, you can't be Paul Goldschmidt. You need to go to first base and get every out that you can. Because what the Yankees have been doing for the past 2 months is they give every single team that they play 5 to 6 outs in 1 inning a game. It's usually the 5th inning where we need an exorcist or a voodoo doctor to break the curse of the New York Yankees. But every time they go home with a ball this season that I've seen and can recollect 6 or 7 times, it's been a goddamn disaster. Paul Goldschmidt, yeah, you were good 6 years ago. You can only play twice a week now because you're running out of gas. Why don't you go over to first, step on the bag, he scores, Big G's going to hit a home run next inning anyway, and it would have been a tie ball game. But no, you got to airmail the fucking thing, and then the Phillies come in and do what the Phillies do because they're a good team. They take advantage of other teams' mistakes. This Yankees team has taken wins and put them on silver platters for other team and said, go ahead, guys, because we don't want to win. Just do it. Go ahead. We're going to give you the game in the 5th or give you the game in the 7th. And by the way, if we go down by more than 3 runs at any point during the game, we're going to fold like a cheap umbrella because we're 3-36 this year when we get down by 3 runs at any point during the game. And don't give me Seattle and the other big comeback, because every time the Yankees say that this year's turning around, we got a Cody Bellinger scoop double play at Citi Field. And guess what? They're not turning it around, guys. The New York Yankees are an inept baseball team with what they're going to do with the trade deadline, it might as well be putting a Band-Aid on a corpse, okay? It's like a bad marriage. And what they're doing is they're having a kid to save it. And what Brian Cashman is doing to save this bad marriage, which is the Yankees franchise, is adding players to the equation. Guess what? Can you add 6 guys at the trade deadline that can play defense? Because I don't think you can do that, Brian Cashman. This New York Yankees team is fundamentally flawed. You knew this in the beginning of the season when you didn't have a second baseman, you didn't have a third baseman, and guess what? They've come back to roost, folks. They've come back to roost, and this is what you get. You get a mediocre team that is busting balls of the Yankees fans because is this enjoyable for you guys? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Yankees are even worth saving? I'll wait. Because they don't do anything good other than hit home runs and strike out. They don't manufacture runs. They don't hit and run. They're not gritty. They don't look like they're having a good time. I haven't seen a smile in that dugout in a month and a half. Now their veterans who are former Gold Glovers are even starting to mess up. So now it's a pandemic contagion in the dugout. So you get rid of the captain of the ship if you run aground. And that's Aaron Boone. They need to change the voice in the dugout. They need to. It needs to stop. It needs to stop now because change for change's sakes happens in baseball. Sometimes you just got to change it up. You got to break the funk. And I think that these players are starting to lose it with Aaron Boone. They're getting tired of hearing him. What I think is, and this is my philosophy on Aaron Boone, I think he was the cool guy to begin with. And then they started taking advantage of his kindness. They took it for weakness. He was the cool substitute teacher for a long time, and then guess what happened? He started to try to lay down the law with the new young guys, and it didn't land. Now, it's like an assistant manager who you make more money than that you don't need to listen to. This guy is lost. Did you see the interview with John Boy? Did you see his body language? He's chirping at the umpire in the 3rd pitch into the game tonight. Do you think that bodes well for the New York Yankees? You don't think that these umpires, when they get together and they're having a few beers and they're like, you know, that Aaron Boone's a real piece of shit. You don't think that affects our baseball team? You don't think that that affects calls that we get? Because it does. Because baseball is still a human game, no matter how much these analytic computer assholes in the front office of the Yankees want to believe that you can just let a computer run the franchise. No, this is played by humans, and the humans we got are flawed. We're not the Yankees anymore, guys. Just because they're wearing the uniform doesn't mean that they're the Yankee way at all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you want Boone gone? Because I do. And do me a favor, guys. If you like the show, give me a like because it spreads the video. And I'm working hard to provide some entertainment for you guys. So please subscribe and like, and let's get the word out on firing Aaron Boone. I'm done. The gauntlet's down. Like and share to fire Aaron Boone.
So even if we don't have a play there, you know, maybe something happens, the runner trips or something. So you're trying to make a play there, and he was on balance enough to make a good throw, I think.
And Will's performance tonight, he really bounced back from his last outing. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, I thought he was good. You know, put us in a position to win a game.
Okay, so that's another thing the Yankees do. That's another good performance by a starting pitcher that the defense wastes. Will Warren, 5 1/4, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks, gets a no decision. That's a great outing by what's supposed to be your 5th starter who was supposed to be still in AAA at this point. And you guys squander these good starts. Everyone keeps saying on talk radio, oh, we got to get a starter. Guess what? If we don't mess up behind them defensively, the starts we're getting from the guys that are on the books are good enough. But we have nothing but ground ball pitchers on our team. And if their guys behind it can't field the position, what are we doing? The Yankees have designed their team like a beer league softball league that your office runs. Jim is a little athletic. Let's put him at third base. It doesn't work like that. You have Jason Dominguez, who's a center fielder playing left field. You had Aaron Judge last year playing center, who's in right field. The list goes on and on of guys at a position. Poor Ben Rice plays catcher, plays first base, sells hot dogs in between innings, and you don't think that messes with guys at bats, and then you don't have a consistent lineup. So I can go on and on about the problems about the New York Yankees, but it seems like these guys don't want to address it or don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think is the biggest problem with the New York Yankees right now, and are the Yankees worth saving?
Game, obviously the 0-2 base hit to Turner, which then gets to Schwarber, where he hits one well off him, obviously for the only damage. But even within the outing there, I thought he bounced back well. I thought the stuff was good. And to get us 2 outs there in the 6th, we're kind of set up with potentially Hill, Weaver, Williams there. So
this is exactly why I disagree with a lot of Yankee fans when they say Will Warren sucks. He does not suck. Look at these numbers. 6 wins, 124 strikeouts in 104 innings pitched. This guy has the stuff. He is going to be a future stud of this rotation. And when I sit before I sleep at night, I think to next year's starting rotation of Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Luis Gil, Will Warren, Schlittler. Listen, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I wanted to say this before I forget. I would rather do nothing at the trade deadline, keep everybody, and load up, because that starting rotation I just mentioned, that's a World Series team.
He did his part against a good offense and putting us in position to win a game.
Andy, on your right.
I was going to ask about the throw, but I think I maybe didn't understand what you were saying about Weaver in that play.
Mm-hmm.
Was he going for the ball too there for a second? Or
so he's going for the ball, and then he also knows that we're in at the corners, so he doesn't want to run in the sight line too.
He's not forgetting to cover first.
No, I don't.
Gotcha.
Jared, on your left.
With Luke specifically, the home run has really gotten to him recently. I think it's 7 in his last 15 innings. What have you seen there? Why?
Well, I mean,
what my opinion with Luke Weaver and giving up so many home runs is the fact that they're using him too much. They're using everyone in the bullpen too much. With Cruz being down, with Cousins getting hurt for the whole season, and they're running thin in the bullpen because Jonathan Loáisiga is an empty uniform. Hamilton has been so-so, and Mark Leiter Jr. went down. They have to use their high-end guys more and more. And when you do that, you're going to let up runs. The Phillies are no joke, okay? It's not Luke Weaver's fault, and I don't think he's injured. I don't think that there's really anything wrong with his stuff. But when you get tired, and he's the kind of guy that will not get out of a game. Listen, man, I'll tell you this. If this team had 25 Luke Weavers, we wouldn't be having this show or this conversation. He's not the problem. Let me just get that straight. But when you use a guy and overuse him, he's going to let up runs. You increase the innings, things are going to happen. Also, Cruz being down with the lat strain has really taxed this bullpen. And like I said, the Dodgers series, yes, from that long ago, is sending reverberations through this franchise, and they have not been able to get their head above water. And when they do, they reach out of the water, they take a cinder block, and they throw it on their head.
He had a few, leading up, where, the series in Toronto where they got him a few. So, and I feel like of late, his last several has been really solid. Tonight, I hung a changeup, to a good right-handed hitter. So, again, it's that war of attrition. So it's hard to get everyone in a really good spot. And they got him tonight.
Max.
Aaron, just the bullpen as a whole, just how would you assess the state of that part of your team?
Yeah, I mean, those guys been worked hard, obviously. Devin's, really throwing the ball well. I feel like Weave is too, and Hill, and Hammy's been, up and down.
I said it before. I'll say it again. It should be 7, 8, 9, 7 Hill, 8 Weaver, 9 Williams, and then the guys fill in below that, okay? Now, you have to think about this. They have to get there first, but in a postseason situation, you can have a Will Warren be like a Phil Hughes in 2009 out of the bullpen with a middle relief stop guy. So Schlittler and Warren can act as those guys because Luis Heel is coming back. So the Yankees need to add bullpen arms at the trade deadline. But my question to you guys is, do you think it's worth saving? Because I don't know if this team has the will or the way to be a winning team. And I don't know if they're fundamentally flawed and that the players that they have on the roster are willing and worth it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because this is a must-win again tomorrow against the Phillies, because if they go down 2 games and they get swept by the Phillies, this is now out of control, downward spiral. Now you don't even know if the Yankees can make it to the trade deadline. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? How many games will the Yankees be out of first place by July 30th? All right, guys? And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for the thousands of views I've been getting on these post-game shows. I really appreciate it. To all my fans and all my followers, guys, I'm just here to give you the best show possible and to melt down with you as the Yankees melt down right here on New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.